Kendo Podcast by Hiromafuji from Kendo-Guide.com. Thank you for listening. This podcast is about Japanese martial arts Kendo for Kendo lovers and supported by Kendo enthusiasts through Patreon.com. Thank you for your support, guys. Please visit Kendo-Guide.com for more Kendo information and how to support Kendo-Guide.com. Welcome to Kendo Podcast episode 11. Kendo and Dragon Ball. Okay, you may be like, huh? Yes, I'm going to talk about Dragon Ball as well as Kendo. And Dragon Ball, I always use Dragon Ball as analogy of going to next level. And that's because, Dragon Ball is anime, but when I was a kid, that was a manga as well. Manga is a comic, and anime is a cartoon, right? And I became adults now, and I have son, so I let my son watch the Dragon Ball as well. I always tell my students, you have to be a Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan, in case you don't know what Super Saiyan is, Dragon Ball, there is a character called main character. His name is Son Goku, and let's call him Goku, okay? And he is from a planet called, I think, planet Saya or something. I'm sorry, I don't know about English version, but he's a Saiyan. So he was born there, the planet Saya, and Super Saiyan is the next level, so he can turn into Super Saiyan. And when he turned into Super Saiyan, if I remember correctly, in one fight, his best mate, Kuririn, okay, I'm sorry, I don't know how you guys say Kuririn in English. I only know Japanese pronunciation, so forgive me for that. He got killed in a fight right in front of Goku, and because he was beaten, Goku was beaten badly, and then this bad guy killed Kuririn and other guys as well, I think. And Goku was going, oh, if I was strong, if I was stronger, I could have saved them or something like that. And then when he saw Kuririn got killed, he snapped. Okay, so physically he can't move. And he snapped. So he lost it, right? And he went, anger. Anger towards himself and frustration, whatever you call the emotion of losing your friend. Right in front of you, go like that. Okay, and he turned into Super Saiyan. Okay, I use this analogy for Kendo as well, and then my students usually laugh at me. But this is very true. You have to snap. You have to lose it. The reason I say that is I think it's a very important phase or this point. If you can go to next level in Kendo or not. In Super Saiyan, it's like pure anger. You get angry. And this energy of anger is... Okay, anger is negative emotion, if you want to say that. It is negative, right? Anger towards someone or towards yourself. It's negative energy, but it has very strong power. Okay, I don't know why it's the strength or the intensity of this negative emotion is so strong. I don't know, but it's so strong. And turn negative emotion, use that power into your Kendo. But you still have to control yourself. So if you are still angry, you cannot keep yourself. You cannot control yourself. So you have to have this someone who has to control yourself, but the energy level should still keep the energy level, which was increased, right? So if you're calm, this is important as well, calm, but you have this emotion as energy. It's very hard to grasp, but in Dragon Ball, at the very end, they could control themselves. So if they turn into Super Saiyan, that's pure anger, or so they want to fight, they want to beat up people. So that's not good. So they wanted to try to make that state of their state of mind. They want to keep that energy, the highest the highest level of energy. They want to keep it, but still they can control themselves. So they try to control themselves, and they can become Super Saiyan as whenever they want, and they kind of at the end they could keep themselves as normal as usual, but they're in Super Saiyan status. So that's pretty ideal. So that's the state we want to be as well. And the example is, now it's Kendo example that I experienced. Of course, I'm not genius or anything, so I had to train and train and train, and so I could experience these things. Maybe if you're like genius, like you can go to that level really easily, but I had to go through really hard time. And one of the moments, let's call it Super Saiyan moment, in my experience, is Tsurumaru sensei's, ninth dan sensei's son was training me after kids training, and I was going, man, usually after kids training we ask adults to train with us, and they openly train with us, and usually start off with kirikaeshi and jigeko and uchikomi, kakari-geiko, and kirikaeshi. The end with kirikaeshi, right? Jigeko will be end with kirikaeshi. And this kirikaeshi didn't end. I think I was like 11 or 12. This kirikaeshi just didn't end. He kept going and going and going. And I was just physically out. Like, I was still standing, but I couldn't move my hands. I couldn't move my arms. I couldn't move my shoulders. I was done. But this sensei just kept telling me, come on, come on, come on, strike, strike. And then I lost it. And okay, in me, I'll be honest with you. In my thinking, you bloody, bastard. I'm done, man. I mean, you still want me to keep going? You bloody bastard. And then you go, a Super Saiyan moment. I just get mental energy. I just scream. I go, yeah. Just to lift my arms. Yeah. And then I lifted my arms up. I don't remember how much. Was it above my head? Or I don't know. I just finally managed to lift up my arms and they go, executed men strike. And then he went, good. And that was done. So he was waiting for that moment. And he was waiting that I was not like turn into Super Saiyan, but like the moment that I snapped, the moment my mental strength takes over my physical strength, and then moved my body forward. After that experience, I kind of got the idea of snapping and go, okay, I could do it. I didn't know I could do it. And it began my confidence as well. And of course, that was a hard training, and that was an experience I didn't want to have anymore. But of course, as long as you keep doing kendo, it comes again and again and again. I had more experience after that. Like physically, you can't just keep going. You just go, oh man, can you just stop it? But they don't ask you to keep going. They just go, come on, we'll never finish until you hit that man. Show me that man. And then you just have to keep going. So that moment, and when you just repeat experience over and over that state of mind, you can kind of bring yourself to that level from the beginning. My father studied Kendo when he was 55. Of course, senseis couldn't give him hard training like that, but they just kept pushing him little and little, and he was complaining after the training. I still remember, man, Miyazaki sensei kept me going and going, and he should know I'm 55, and he was like 60 back then already. He should know I'm like 60. But of course he knew. Senseis know how old he was, so they give him just enough, so they can still experience this snapping moment. A lot of people don't. I don't know if it's Western world, but I heard when I was talking to my students the other day, and screaming was something unusual for them to do. And I understand that. We don't scream. We learn not to scream when we were a kid. And if you're adults with common sense, you don't really scream in the public place. But at the dojo, the louder you get, the better you get, and the happier sensei gets. So you should scream. And physically, you have to experience the physical if you can. Don't push yourself too hard. This line is very thin. If you push too hard until you break, that's not good. So it's very, very fine line there. But snap. Probably you have experienced in the past. You lost it. Like you just got angry and you just lost it. You still know the feeling. I think use that feeling. Okay, remember the feeling and then go. Maybe at office, at the family situation, maybe you get frustrated. It's nothing. It's okay to get frustrated, right? But it's not okay to lose yourself, and then start, violently shout at people. That's not good. But that's why you have to control yourself. The Super Saiyan stages, you have to control. You're probably still. You can lose it, but you still have to control yourself. Okay, but and as you get more experienced, you don't have to be angry. You can deal with things with a calm mind. Okay, but first in Kendo, if you want to know, if you want to break through something, I'm still there. I don't know how to break through. You just experience this moment of snapping. You physically you can't move, but with the mental strength, you break through that moment. And this is very similar to anger and frustration. You have energy building up inside you. Of course, that's negative energy, but that energy is so intense. This intensity of energy, okay, with this intensity of energy, you just go shout, and execute strike, you feel good. After that, remember the moment, remember the feelings. Okay, bring yourself up to that level without getting pissed off. All right, so that's why I like the analogy of Dragon Ball, Super Saiyan. Of course, you don't need to know what Super Saiyan is. Like I said, this negative energy turn into the positive energy to keep yourself going, and then break through the object you have right in front of you, and then you feel more confident afterwards. I think that's very similar to the lifetime learning experience as well. In life, we always have these obstacles right in front of us, and we have to break it through. After that, you feel good, you feel more confident, and you feel like you can handle more stuff. You can deal with more stressful situations. So I think that's it. As long as you know how that feels, you can apply that to Kendo, and then you just have to go, okay, and then strike, man. That's one of the easiest way to improve your Kendo too. With this intensity of energy, you execute strike. Your strike will be like sharp, powerful, and amazing. So if you want to feel that, use that energy, replicate that situation, feelings, okay, inside you, build up this energy. It doesn't have to be negative, but some reason it's easier, and then let it go. Just like let it go. Just go let it go, and then go strike, man, and you feel good, and then you remember the feeling, and do it over and over and over, and then you can become that level without having negative feelings, and you just have the positive energy inside you. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this episode and analogy. And please leave a comment or feedback, and hit the like button if you see a like button there. Those comments, like button, and feedback will help me keep going and makes me happy, so please do so. And please visit Kendo-Guide.com for more Kendo information and how you can support Kendo-Guide.com. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next episode.